You know what they say, you're only as good as your biggest hater is at hating. I think that's the saying. That's not the saying. That was the stupidest start to the video. So believe it or not, I have a hater. In fact, I have many haters. In fact, I have a hater that you may have heard of. It's called r/videogames. So this thread was sent to me by a viewer a while back. But a couple months ago, someone made a whole thread about me on r/videogames. And I want to read through it because I think it's hysterical. And this isn't me saying that you have to like me. Obviously, you don't have to like me. I'm willing to bet lots of you don't even like me a little bit. But that's the wonderful thing about the internet. There's lots of stuff you will like. There's lots of stuff you don't like. If you do like what I'm doing, then okay. If you don't like what I'm doing, then that's fine. But the reason I wanted to make this thread is because apparently I've made a lot of people on r/videogames rather upset simply by existing, I guess, and talking about things that I thought were rather uncontroversial. I mean, the stuff that I talk about on this channel, I would say is rather uncontroversial. I make fun of fanboys, I cover gaming news, and I like to think I have a rather pro-consumer, anti-corporate attitude. If you're shilling for a corporation, I'm gonna make fun of you. If you're shilling for a brand, I'm gonna make fun of you. If you're prioritizing the success of a brand over the success of consumers and pro-consumerism, I'm gonna make fun of you. And I'm really not going to feel bad about it, because to this day, no one has really given me a solid argument as to why I'm wrong for thinking this way. Which is also why, as much as I may burn your chicken or I may boil your blood with my content, I have almost universally positive reception on all of my videos, because, again, as much as Reddit likes to yell at things, as much as the internet likes to yell at things, these are rather universally positively received ideas of mine. And I'm giving you this context not to pat myself on the back, but just to add some extra hilarious weight to this thread titled, quote, "Don't know if this is a hot take, but I can't stand channels like these." And they have some screenshots of my videos and say, like, making fun of console fanboys is one thing, but making your whole channel about it is just annoying. Also, don't help that he's constantly spreading misinformation in his videos. That's the real reason I wanted to make this video. If you don't like my content, fine. If you think making fun of console fanboys is lame or childish, fine, frankly. Every kind of content isn't for everyone, and that's fine. I enjoy making fun of console fanboys because see above points about being rather anti-corporate and rather pro-consumer. Console fanboys are the embodiment of everything that I disagree with, and they often have really dumb arguments, so I like making fun of them. I think it's funny, and lots of other people who follow my channel do as well. That's why I keep doing this. But this line right here, constantly spreading misinformation. And you can consider this an open invitation to literally anyone to present me with any misinformation that I have spread. Like, any misinformation at all that I have spread, let alone constant misinformation. But also, it's Reddit. What did you expect? So we're gonna read through this thread, which also, by the way, this ratio is not phenomenal. But we're gonna read through the thread here with we're just gonna sort by best. We're gonna see how this goes, because I'm just fascinated. Because I think this thread just perfectly sums up Reddit. Someone takes a screenshot of my channel, says I am a certain thing with a couple buzzwords, you know, like misinformation. Here's this person, they're spreading misinformation. Then all the warriors of Reddit just have to spring into action and be like, yes, of course he is. Of course he's spreading misinformation. You said he was. We won't give a single example of misinformation that you've spread. But here we go. The top response is illustrious profile who says, outrage baiters, just bandwagon garbage, which I think is very funny. I'm outrage baiting. That's what I'm doing with my like 97% positive reception on my videos. I'm outrage baiting. I'm just trying to make people mad, make people angry. That's why I have a extremely positive like to dislike ratio on literally all my videos. It's outrage bait. There's no truth to what I'm saying. It's just outrage bait. Fun Nefarious 186 says, yeah, I don't like channels that hate on everything or every game just to generate clicks, or channels that says the game sucks without showing any good sides just because everyone hates on it. Again, did you... 17 upvotes. Did you even look at my channel? I hate channels that say everything sucks and every game sucks. When's the last time I even made a video about a game sucking? Like, genuine question, when's the last time I even made a video about a game sucking? Even in the screenshots that OP gives, where am I saying every game sucks and everything sucks? I'm saying fanboys suck. I'm saying corporate shillery sucks. But I'm failing to see how that's even remotely controversial. Internal Swing says, ignore them. Don't even repost that stuff here. Don't give them any clout. It's just rage bait. Again. I love this. I love this. PlayStation fanboys, Nintendo fanboys, corporate fanboys, lying journalists, that's all fine. But if I make fun of them, it's rage bait. Don't repost it, guys. Don't repost it. OP said he spreads misinformation, so don't repost that stuff. If you want to shill for corporations, totally fine. You want to overpay for less content than you've ever gotten before? Totally fine. You want to pay to play your own games online? That's wonderful. You want to be okay with that game journalist literally just flat out lying about things? That's a-okay. But don't you fucking dare make fun of those people. Because if you make fun of those people, that's rage bait. I use default keybinds, says those channels can go delete themselves off the internet with 69 upvotes. Nice. Again, like, I don't know if OP is just someone that I've made fun of in the past and just nobody on Reddit actually looks into things. I mean, I know they scratched out my username in the screenshots, but it's not like you can't find this content by just searching one of the million video titles they had in the same screenshots. It's not like my identity was protected here. You can find this content just fine. And I feel like if you go look at my channel, it's incredibly obvious what my shtick is. My shtick is that I make fun of people who prioritize corporations and companies over consumerism. I'm advocating for a better gaming industry, whether you like it or not. I can give you full detailed reasons why I believe what I believe and why I want the industry to be a way that it kind of just isn't right now, and the way that it arguably used to be, or at least it was closer to in the past. But again, top 1% commenter here says that channels like mine can just get off the internet, you know? How dare we call out corporations? How dare we call out corporate shillery? The corporate shillery is fine. The people talking about the corporate shillery and noticing it and making fun of it, that's the problem. Angel Host says, I truly wonder if people like this even play games. Feels like they get more satisfaction creating rage bait to get clicks rather than, playing video games for fun. Yes, I do play video games. I care very much about video games. I'm very passionate about video games. That's why corporate shillery bothers me. The fact that it doesn't bother you is weird to me. The fact that there's a sector of the consumer base in gaming that will just suck up whatever corporations want, overpay for everything, be completely fine with overcharging. The fact that there's a sector like that in this industry is just bizarre to me, and I think it's worth mocking. That's what's so funny to me about Reddit. Reddit is usually so anti-corporation and so anti-capitalist, but then you have corporate fanboys and console fanboys that I'm making fun of, and suddenly I'm the problem? If there were any logical consistency on this site, you would all be on my side. I'm making fun of people who blindly defend corporations taking advantage of you. That's Reddit's whole thing, is getting mad about corporations taking advantage of them, I thought. I thought modern Reddit's whole thing was just anti-capitalism and left-wing progressivism, which I would imagine would mean you don't like corporations blatantly charging more money for less products and people defending such things. But suddenly I come along and make fun of people defending such things, and you're like, well, do you even play games? Yeah, I do. Evidently more than you, it seems. Aramis Garo says, I make fun of bad journalists. Hint, everyone but me is a bad journalist. Yes, because Joe from Seattle is my favorite journalist. The only way you can make fun of bad journalists is if you yourself are a journalist. Huh? Ping Ching Pong says, all they do is cry woke. Wait, hang on. All they do is cry woke and have silly takes. When have I called anything woke? When has that ever been a thing that I do? This is why I make fun of Reddit. All you people do is call things woke. I'm such an authority on this channel that has literally never done that. I've consciously avoided the whole woke debate. It's just not a topic I have any interest in talking about. But, Reddit's gonna say that's what I do. Reddit's gonna say all I do is call things woke and then not be able to provide a single example of me doing that. Oh well. This one gets me. Flaws says, dude's a professional player hater. Oh, I hate players. I hate players is what I do. I'm over here making fun of corporate fanboys and talking shit about corporations and trying to hold corporations accountable. And I'm doing it all because I hate players. You're fucking stupid. It's not a joke anymore. You're just fucking stupid. Hang on. What if I've been sorting by best. What if I sort by controversial? Felt Weiss says, I'm gonna go watch his stuff. Thank you for posting. And Green Turtle responds, hell yeah, join us. Welcome. I don't know where you guys are, but if you guys are here, fucking make yourselves known in the comments. I want to give you a digital high five. Here's an interesting little interaction. Final Umpire says, I checked out some of this dude's videos and he's not spitting lies or straight hating on console fanboys. More so he's talking about the companies themselves, so I don't know what OP is talking about. OP responds, says, guess I should have been more specific. I was mostly talking about his shit in the Switch 2 video when he says that physical games will be $90 and the whole game keycards bit in his video, which I find very interesting. If I had said physical Switch games were $90, then obviously I misspoke because they're $80, but I mean, if we're going to $80, then $90 doesn't seem that far off. That seems like a misspeak by me. That doesn't seem like the kind of thing that I would be constantly spouting. And also, what do you mean by the whole game key cards thing? Switch games are absolutely using game key cards. That's not misinformation. That's happening. Green Turtle says he corrected himself on $90 games in a later video, so how are game key cards a lie? Sussy Boy says, when he says that companies will start using them more in the future, like companies like PS have been using them for years, this kind of thing has sadly become normalized. This off topic, but calling Nintendo the worst company in gaming when Ubisoft exists is crazy, like they literally abuse their employees. So you agree that I'm not spreading misinformation? You agree that I'm not spreading misinformation? I called out Nintendo for using game key cards because I think it's a bullshit practice, and your response is basically that other companies have been using disc key cards or disc equivalents to this, therefore I'm spreading misinformation. That's how this whole thing started, is you can't stand that I criticize Nintendo, basically. Also, who the fuck do you think I am if you don't think I criticize Ubisoft? I make a Ubisoft video every 2 weeks, it seems. They're my favorite company to make fun of. How are we even here? What is this? One more. Lad's Boss says, what information has he spread? Maybe you're just a fanboy of something he hated on? I've seen his channel and it's usually all true, but I appreciate the usually there. But if you tell me the misinformation, he said, I will look into it. And then OP responds, I talked about this in another reply. I was mostly referring to the Switch 2 stuff when I said misinformation. That was my bad for not being more specific. And by Switch 2 stuff, you mean the stuff that I was actually completely correct about and you're just mad that I criticized it. So, I'm glad we got to the bottom of this. So thanks for coming along with me on this thread of Reddit hating on me for literally no reason. Apparently r/videogames can just be convinced to hate on anything for literally any reason. Because this whole time I'm getting shit on for spreading misinformation. No one can tell me what misinformation I'm spreading. I'm being told that I call things woke when I literally have not done that. And then at the end of the day, OP comes back to be like, yeah, no, what I meant by misinformation was the stuff he said about the Switch 2 that was actually entirely 100% correct, and I'm just mad that he said it. r/videogames, not even once. So thanks for coming along on that journey with me. That was fun. This meme is basically me unironically, just so you know. I'm fucking unstoppable. Make more Reddit threads about me. See if I care. Joke's on you. I will care, just not in the way that you want me to care. I'm gonna care, and the way that I'm going to care is I'm gonna chuckle and I'm just gonna keep chuckling and eat burritos and make videos about you because you guys are fucking lame. My bad for sticking up for you, I guess. Like, if you think I'm so terrible, if you think all my takes are so terrible and I'm so bad for the gaming industry, why don't you go advocate for the opposite of everything that I say and see what kind of industry that leaves you with? I have a feeling you're not actually going to do that. Anyways, Doofus Club time. Vendetta, Autry, Max Turtle, V2 Gaming, Celarot, Muskie, Kyle Ward 789, and Omega Big Fudge, Devastator 2000, Blast Hard Cheese, One Man Savage, Webby, Fucking Leave, Dude, Wings of Redemption, Clip to Penguin, to Jojo 6, Axel Leah, Moltheme, The Beast Sims, Evan Co, Really Zero, Game with It People, Oracle, The Return of the King, but it's Upside Down, Biscuit 1101, Raffle Coaster, Adam Rouse 26, Nate, Blast 1314, Gabber, Node 347, Hardcore, Mario Baby, Cockwood Harmon, Can't Get a Girl, Michael Mizio, Master Killer, Firestorm 2056, Demetrius Papagiorno, Tom Schnorlaxon, Shantae is Good Scooter Metroid, Unknown 186718, Kevin Dog 1992, Zombie Killer 5072, Official Dregs, Commander Shepard's Alien Juice, Stained, Pubic Hair, Bear Brain, Epion 504, Grimsy Edge, Shadow Bearer 1789, Espresso Hunter, Kishka, Unicorn Rocker, Bender Fondue, the mode is fine, stop being a doofus. I'm gonna put all of Reddit inside the moat. Big ups, Liquid Richard, Ban, World Population, You Chest Pains, T-Train, Risinger, Sense of Nakagan, Envoy Law, Forgot to Change My Name, Partial Mean 8, Vox Auto, Codman 4372WX, I need a stupid name for Joe to read out loud for everyone to see, Gold Pyric, Alderatho 1, I'm completely unstable and even I don't want a PS5, Nixie Smile, Snake Eyes 227, Joe, why would you leave us? We miss you, sexy man, MK2396E, I'm still in the moat, Joe, please get help, Henthax, Machina Gamma, that moat's gonna suck now that all of Reddit is in there, Elite Fire Hazard 105, GWXSS, Rast the Wolf, OK Toodles, Tech Gaming, Jungle Zone, Slim Jim, All Games Video, Joe, Trap Me in the Moat, please help, Joe from Anthicon, Pope Rock, the Rat King, Jessica Shepherd, Rika Spower, Rika Tabby, Autonomic, fuck me, Autonomic Dog. I still don't know what that means, and I don't want to look it up. Kermit the Steel Angel, I'm banning everyone who gives me real advice. Have you considered eating your... Have you considered eating your own butthole? Sergeant Jason Bond, Baron Von Vaderham, Cyrus 6771, don't call me doofus, it hurts my feelings, True Text 940, you haven't helped him out of the moat, and you are laughing, Joe. There's even more people in there, you better get used to it. The first doofus, Creed Warrior 23, Max Chev, The Chap is Back, Totally Insane, Black Cobra, The Anwa Slayer, Night of Cypher, ML04, I own 6 copies, I've clicked 2006 on Blu-ray, PP, Bang, Dog, Chicken Sucker, Mom Banger, 9009, Wolf of Midnight, Sick Rider, Pig Media, Steve Win Studios, Film Kraken, Ohm Gaming, Tariq Brown, Thordscade, Maganek, Severin Evans, Mr. Spawning on 3s, The Carolina Freaking Y Max, The Pow Pow, White Trouble, Donnie Weston, Nick Donegan, Draws Max on Twitch, Come Hang All, Gob Godson, Rogue Winter 919, Bobby Hinner, Kenny Get Fanny, Hangman for Hire, Elvin Noah, Frost Crystal, Biogenesis, Ian Action, Floppy Pingus 97, Mega Keys, Cover Skull, Ghost Ho, Ryu Sagi, Vascro, Rhea, Raptor, Tim, The Amazing Black Man, Blue Hook, Filmatip, I Am Gooner, Go Cry About It, Jody Bees, Smitty Burger, Yegerman Jensen, Chilzard named Max, Laura McAdvertisement, Diego Garcia, JJ Dusty, Emma Kibbigans, I American Idiot, Harmon Smiths, Other Chin, Rono, it's Justin, Rand Rue, Teeny Wayman, Extreme Wolf 7, Joey Scoops, Negative Creep, Joe Taku, Poop P, Bang, Cat, Chicken Sucker, Mom Banger, A182, Wannabe Hoa, Jizz, West Ability, Ninja, Rob C, Veg, Groove Banana, Curd Announce Back, the Scrum Master, Joe Only Fans coming soon, OK Toodles. I'm so sorry that I made you guys think about Reddit. I'm so sorry we even had to think about Reddit. It's so sad. Okay, Toodles.